Hello everyone, welcome to this stream. This is my first stream as a developer for Perseverance Scenery Developers. Today we've got a special video demonstrating the Doncaster Sheffield Airport project, what I've been doing in the background and what's been happening, what's going to happen in the future. Sorry guys, it just sounds a bit tinny, I'm just turning my other stream down. Right, so to start with, I just want to start on a positive, but I do have to make a mention of something as well, because I've had a lot of questions what's happened between me and Practically Geek. So, obviously, as you know, as a developer, I'm also not just a developer, I'm just a normal general guy, so we have us ups and we have us downs. And the thing between me and Brian, we never had any personal issues. We did have a plan to go to Doncaster Sheffield Airport to conduct an interview with the Vulcan Trust. Unfortunately, on the day, I did actually drive all the way down to Liverpool to pick Brian up, but unfortunately, he had a family emergency, which was genuine. Whether it was genuine or not, it doesn't matter. It's not nothing to do with me. It's it's something that should have happened. I think it would have helped Brian a lot, but I'm not going to take away from Brian because Brian's a fantastic YouTuber, fantastic person. We've sorted the differences out, but obviously there were nothing. There were no, should we say, there were no blood between us. It's just something that happens in life, and obviously, I didn't. When I started talking to Brian, I didn't expect to go this far with Brian. I just saw him at first as a YouTuber, and then he became a friend, and then I think it got a bit too much because this project started to get a lot bigger than what we expected. So moving on from that note, we're going to move on to Doncaster Sheffield Airport. So in a minute, you're going to see the trailer. The trailer can be found on the interview of the Vulcan Trust, which is on this YouTube channel that you've found. And then after the trailer, we're going to get a look around. So I'm going to get a live chat. I'm going to monitor the live chat, guys. So if you do want to comment, ask some questions, if you want to visit a specific site of the airport or a specific point or whatever, I'll visit that site for you. Right, let's get started with the trailer. Just bear with me, guys. Just bear with me, guys. Right. Just bear with me, guys. Right. Just bear with me, guys. Sorry, guys. It's first stream. I'm having a bit of a issue, but it's something I can easily fix. I know what's exactly happening. Sorry, guys. It's first stream. I'm having a bit of a issue, but it's something I can easily fix. Just turn my logo off. That would help. So guys, I know there was no audio there. There is actually a song on the video, but obviously I didn't put that on due to copyright. I've only got the music for that video for the Vulcan Trust. So moving on. Right, so we're actually in the sim now. So just to let you know, everyone, it is captured in 2K. I do normally run in 4K, but at the moment this scenery is not recommended in 4K. That's purely down to the detail that's been put in. So I'm not going to hide the FPS. I am going to be absolutely honest about the scenery. There's going to be things that you're going to think that's a lot of FPS, and then you're going to and then when the big airlines come in, you're going to think, where's the FPS gone? So if you guys are in the chat, just comment on anything that you need to know about this airfield. So I am walking around, so I am going to take my time. So any issues that you guys can spot, I'd rather know now. Just to let you know, before I started scenery development, I didn't know how to do LODs, and I've just spent probably a couple of days with a developer, and he showed me how to do LODs for the scenery. So I can optimize the scenery, but it's going to take a lot longer than expected. The terminal inside is almost finished. There's just finishing touches. However, the real airport, obviously, it's closed in 2022. Mayor Ross Jones shared the new terminal updates for Doncaster Sheffield Airport. Unfortunately, it's not going to be ready till 2027, and the scenery needs to be out before then, because the idea is to raise the funds for the Vulcan Trust to get the Vulcan under a hangar, and also to donate the money to the airport. I have spoken to a few people into the Doncaster project. I am trying to get access to the new terminal design so I can try and incorporate into the project, but obviously, unfortunately, I'm just a member of public, so I have to wait like everybody else, unfortunately. But what I can do is, if I take a sneak peek for you guys, this is the new terminal of Doncaster Sheffield Airport. So right now, as you can see, this is the new one. So that's the front near the lifts, which is where we're going to see. The next one, so if you see them divots there, I don't know if you can see my mouse, but the divots were in the window. They're the old windows, which I'll show you when we get into the premium lounge, what I was on about. And they've now expanded the windows. Now, what's quite concerning for me is, in there, right where you can see, on the windows, the Costa's missing, the W.H. Smith missing. It's like they've expanded the terminal for seating, but amenities has been cut down. So we're going to see that and see the difference. I'm just wondering. Oh, there we go. You have to just bear with the stream, guys. The stream is about 60 seconds behind, so I'll have to try and keep up to date with the questions best I can. So I might have to go a bit back and forth. So this is the next one. Obviously, they've got the Vulcan with the Doncaster Sheffield design there. If I do get the access to the new terminal, obviously it looks very empty, so it won't use as much memory as what this one is currently. But obviously, I like that design. If I can get that design, I'll try and incorporate that in the new Doncaster project. What I think I would do is have two versions, the old version and the new version. But we'll see. Right, guys. So let's start. So if you do want to comment or anything about any questions, just let me know. I am going to do a walk round in the scenery, and you're going to explore Doncaster Sheffield Airport, the new project, in its flesh. Just as I did mention about FPS, so currently these are my settings. So obviously I've got it set to 2K because I don't like editing on a 4K screen. So I've got DLSS on ×4. So please note I have got frame generation on. So if you guys haven't got frame generation graphics card, you may struggle with the scenery for now. Obviously, I did find out how to do LODs quite late on, which is a bit of a downer because it means I've got to go through every single object and re-put them in the sim. The terminal is going to be a massive one, but if I can get it built, get it out, and then start looking at different designs, because ultimately I'm not getting a penny of this, guys. The whole money for this is going to the Vulcan Trust. So your hard-earned money, what you're spending, is not going on this project or any other projects. it's going directly to the Vulcan. So you're going to actually help get the Vulcan under an angle here at Doncaster Sheffield Airport. So fly with camera. I think I've said it right. So the scenery is 100% walkable. Are you able to walk upstairs and stuff? Now, we did have a bug, and that wasn't down to me. It was down to Microsoft, where you could not walk up the stairs properly. You could walk up it, but it looked bugged. But an update has come out, and it walks up perfectly fine. Oh, it did on the last check. But just to let you know, guys, this is the latest version. I have not tested this version. I wanted to leave it in the raw and for you guys to see. So let's start with some figures. So let's see what we're looking at. So right now we're looking at the terminal, which is going to be the highest figures. So right now I'm getting 189 FPS at full 4K, full 2K. Now, and if you swap around there, you can see the difference. When you hit the terminal, it drops down to 180. You look out there, it's about 250. And look up there, you get about 300. Now that's normal for massive jumps on scenery. The problem you've got is, I don't know what it's like now I've updated it, but in the last update, we struggled to run the Phoenix and the PMDG, whereas the update before that, before Sim Update 5, I could run PMDG at 60 FPS on the scenery without a problem. Now, let's start actually getting somewhere rather than just stood here. So I've just seen a minor issue with the ground texture there. It's an easy fix, guys. It's just a polygon. I'll just move it across slightly. It's an easy fix. This area is not finished. There's some detailing, some cones and stuff to add in. I am trying to bring this airport alive, so I'm trying to make this fan. So, for example, I made that spin. So it's just little details like that I'm trying to do. So in here, guys, you can walk in here. Well, no, you can't actually. You used to be able to walk in here, but I think I blocked it off because in there was going to be a special memorial for the Vulcan Trust. But I decided not to. What I decided to do is actually put in a hanger over there, so we'll have a look at that in a bit. So, before we go any further, I actually want to go onto the developer camera for one reason, is because when we're walking around the terminal, I want you guys to see some of the details that I'm looking into going into here. Another bit with the grass, as you can see. That's it. These are this one here I knew about. It's an easy fix. It's just move the polygon over. What's happened is when I've dragged an object, it's moved that grass as well. So that you will see minor things like that, but they're easy fixable. You can see the detail I'm going in. So obviously the billboards, the signs. Fly with cam. So I'm looking at taking on beta testers. The beta testers, once I've confirmed that it's fully functional and it gets released, the beta testers will receive Doncaster Sheffield Airport for free of charge. I'll be looking at possibly 3 to 4 beta testers. I've also got Practically Geek. I'm hoping that after, obviously, I did mention about the thing regarding Practically Geek, me and him are perfectly fine. I think he will test it, mate, and we have put his differences aside. But we've not, like I said, we didn't have an issue. It was just obviously I was disappointed that it live streamed on the same day as the day that I got disappointed that I couldn't come. But unfortunately, life doesn't stop. The world doesn't stop spinning. Brian's got schedules. I mean, this is not my full-time job. I work like everybody else. So this is why this project's taking a long time. Most of the time I've got my daughter and I'm trying to do it on my own, this project, while I've got my daughter in my arms. And do you know, there's so much time and so much effort I've given into this project for you guys. So I think I need to get it right, not just for you guys, but for the time that I lost with my daughter. I think I owe it to myself to get it right. So I think we're going to get there. But anyway, moving on. So I did mention the project has had a recent update in real life. So obviously it's no longer called Robin Hood Airport. It's just Doncaster Sheffield now. Obviously, for some reason, in the picture, they've still got a picture of the Robin Hood statue, which I've got to clarify whether that's in. And we'll find out. So I am trying to get a lot of detailing, guys. I am trying to add wherever I can any high detail stuff. I'm trying to add in road markings, lampposts, fences, buildings, bollards. And also at night time, the bollards light up. So the bollards light up at daytime and night time, and obviously the street lights work. And I think in the last update, you guys saw these road markings where there was appearing black and not white during night, and it only happened under these Azobo lights. That I can now confirm, as you can see, it is fully fixed, and they are actually painted into the ground, so everything's been sorted on that end. So night lighting's another thing, but we'll get to that some more. We've got a lot more exciting stuff for you guys to see in the terminal. So as you can see, that's the old Encore Hotel. So I've just got word that that is not called Encore anymore. Obviously, when I modelled that, it was still Encore, but the Encore is, I think it shut down when the airport shut down. So it's still there. There's still pictures inside the building. It is still, could be turned into an hotel. It needs to be turned into an hotel again. I think it'd be good for Premier Inn to buy it. So we'll see for that. As you can see, I've not gone down that road yet, so there's still some updates to go around here. I did focus on this sort of area, and then I realised what was important. I think after speaking with a lot of people, and with the performance as well, I need to get the airport finished. So if I can get the airport finished, I will then consider doing outer buildings and stuff. Then I know there's a gent in the channel called Rich, and he did say to me, or did say in the chat, that Rome wasn't built in a day, and obviously he did explain that he'd rather see a finished product than a unfinished product, which 99% of sceneries are released. I do like to try and release finished sceneries. Santoft Airfield, my last project, it does need an update, guys. I have noticed the runway marking on the 05, it's showing 15. That is because what happens is, when you use a ground texture, you've got 2 layers or 3 layers, depending on how many you put on top of each other, and all it's done is it's tiered down one level, which means it's there, it's just underneath that road texture. So that'll be sorted out in the next update. I think I did fix it, but I don't think I've released the update. But I don't want to release an update unless I know it's absolutely polished. But anyway, guys, this area is the new area. So years ago, this used to be just grass and muck and wasteland. There's a lot more buildings to be put around, and that big warehouse there, which you can see in front, is not actually there. They're the default ones. I've stopped working on this area for now because I feel like I said, I need to look at that. My idea is to try and save the Vulcan, so this is where we need to make decisions, guys, and it's you guys that are going to help me decide where you want to go, how far I want to go with the scenery. Do we want to do the outer areas as updates, or do we want to crack on with that? Because I'm not going to lie, doing them buildings is probably going to, because I know how to do LODs now, after learning it this week and last week, I think we need to make a decision on whether you want the buildings done before it releases or after, because ideally we need to get this airport over the line, get it released, because obviously the money you make is going to the Vulcan. Like I said, and I'll keep stating that throughout the video, the money is going to the Vulcan, guys. You can clearly see that I've said that on the Vulcan interview that I did with the Vulcan CEO, so obviously he's very, very happy about this. So I'm just reading the comments. So I understood if there's a way we can apply or help you out with the senior development, reach out and discuss. Yeah, that's brilliant. Listen, guys, I'm just a genuine guy, so anybody who wants to help out, I'm happy to. A bit of history that I don't think I've covered, and I did mention it to Brian, but I did kind of keep a lid on it out of respect to, obviously, because Brian does a lot of it. Obviously, Brian's got to be what's the word I'm looking for? He's got to be he's got to think out the box. He's like, for example, he can't disrespect any builds because he works for any builds, or disrespect me because he works for me. There's a word I can't think at the top of my head because there's so much things going through my head at the moment. But I can openly say it. Dominic Design Team, I did reach out before this project actually started, and I did say to Dominic Design Team, I says, do you want me to work with you on your Doncaster Sheffield Airport project? The words I got from Dominic Design Team was they were interested. They were interested in like me taking reference images for them. But when I asked them if they want me to help them design it, I didn't get a response. And Dominic Design Team, I think since the airport closed, I think they've ditched the idea because they did kind of, I won't say they lied to me, because when they messaged me, the airport was open. They said to me that there was going to be an update. And now, sadly, in 2024, most of the textures are pink. There we go. Thanks for Airfly. We can impartial. That's the word, impartial. So, as a developer, I've had people. There's a guy called Mamu, and his YouTube channel is Federico. He's very, very good. He's done the Skylifts mod for Microsoft Flight Simulator. He's helped me with a few things. Josh Impulse Simulations has helped me with the road. The roof. So I've shaped the roof myself, but the initial idea of how to do the roof, it came from Josh Impulse Simulations. So massive, massive thank you to Josh there. So what we're going to do is, guys, I'm going to go out this drone camera, and we're going to go into the terminal now and see what the project's been happening inside, because I'd say the last 4 months of the work has been outside the terminal, and most of the time I've been in the terminal, guys. So I'm still not happy with the terminal. There's still things that I want to do. Like I said, there's things that need improving. So for example, when I first did this project, you learn things, and all the objects inside the terminal don't need to be showing unless you're inside the terminal, and that's the biggest issue that I'm suffering with performance. I think 99% of the objects in the terminal, if I put LODs on, or if I strip the terminal and rebuild the terminal with the objects, it won't take me as long, because I've got the objects, I just put them back in the sim. So rather than having the terminal walls and the full terminal as one object like it currently is, so when you're flying towards the runway, you've got the full terminal that's been rendered. So anybody who's on a low computer may struggle, and in fact you will struggle. And the reason why I'm saying that is because I'm on a 5080 i9 and I struggled. But the thing is, when I did this seems smoother than the last version that I did, so I might be wrong. So we'll kind of see what we're doing. So let's get in the terminal. Right, so turn the developer camera off and go walk around. Right, guys, so just a bit, because I don't want to be going over the same areas, so a bit of night time, a bit of daytime. So I think the lighting effects really, really show this project. I think let's turn the torch off. Is it Alt F? No, that's not what I meant to do. It's Control F. Oh, is it Alt F? I forgot to turn the torch off, guys. Oh well. So as you can see, it does light up all the bus stops. The glass works. The new logo, guys, luckily it's not a massive difference. So if you want the new logo on, I can either leave it with the old logo, Doncaster Sheffield Airport Robin Hood, or the new logo just loses the Robin Hood. You still keep the white fin, but I think it's a bad choice by the real airport to just get rid of the Robin Hood and just leave it blank. I think that Nick could do it. Right, guys, you're going to see some flickering in the lighting. So the lighting's going to flicker like that. You just see one there. That is nothing to do with the scenery and nothing to do with me. I've been doing a lot of testing, and I spoke to a lot of developers about this, and it's an ongoing thing with Microsoft Flight Simulator. Unfortunately, in the editor, it doesn't flicker like that, and it only flickers in Sim. So that is a issue that we're waiting for Microsoft to fix. So we are looking at it. Right, so going into daytime again. Tell you what, we'll go through the checking area and then we'll work his way down. So again, guys, if you want to put in the comment anything that you're interested in, just let me know. As you can see, I've even put the muck where you can see the water. This is on the minor details, guys, just minor details, but it's the passion that I'm putting into the scenery. Right, guys, so there's a building not been put in there yet. That building is the old Swissport buildings. It's a little, well, it's like a hut inside a building. It's an easy thing to do. The reason why I've left it out at the minute is because obviously there's other priorities to do. I will feature it at some point, but right now is to get the rest of the airport in play. So I've just finished. You'll be pleased to know I've just finished the airport light. So the airport lighting's finished. The runway lighting's finished. The aprons are all in place. The taxiway signs are nearly finished. The taxiway nodes are finished. The terminal is almost finished. Again, guys, obviously you can look through the door. I have turned off the inside of that because I don't think we need it anymore inside there. So where I can save performance, I have. So these are just staircases in there. So I've removed them and just left them blank to try and save performance so I can focus on that outside. So this here, guys, is it's oversized baggage. So this is subject to change to the real airport. So everything, guys, what you're seeing now is subject to change for the real airport. And we're just going to see. So as you can see, even the detail with the bar actually bends like that in real life. So I've had to model all that sort of stuff. The checking desk, that was very hard to do, believe it or not, guys. To make that checking desk, it was a quite a unique shape to do, but I've actually done it. Now, all the logos you're seeing are the old logos, guys. So TUI is more or less said they're going to be back at Doncaster Sheffield. Wizz Air have not said nothing, so don't take any of these airlines for a pinch of salt until it's confirmed they're in. Premium lounge. So you're going to see a few premium lounge decorations about, guys, because it's a major part of the airport. And obviously, we've even got the custom signs. So this custom sign, you've got you can follow the signs. It tells you where to go and stuff. So again, turn lighting down quick. I'm not going to do this all the time, guys, but I just want you to see. You can see the reflections in the ground, and you can see the lights, and obviously and all the structure up there. So why have I gone for a full 3D structure? You could say you're wasting performance. You don't need this many structures. I mean, even this, guys, if I go into developer camera again, you can see the nuts and the bolts and the scratches in the metal. That, you could say, again, is wasted performance, but it's the bit of detail that I'm trying to go into. Yeah, I do admit that the structural beams in the middle, I'm not gonna lie, it took me from 2 in the afternoon till about 6 in the morning the next day to figure that out. So I nearly spent a full day just trying to figure out how to make them beams. I'm not saying they're perfect, they're far from it, it would go through, but I think it wastes more performance. You're not going to be spending more time looking at the roof more unless you're going to be walking that way. But the structure, I wanted you to feel the airport. I wanted you to feel the terminal and see what it's like at Doncaster. So, any plans to add seated, standing, walking people throughout the terminal? So, actually, I did have walking people in the terminal. So, obviously, I was using Microsoft Flight Simulator's default people because I think they're fantastic. They're much better optimized than the ones that we could make. But for some reason, they were missing off my scenery when I uploaded it. I'm thinking, where's my people gone? I don't remember deleting them. And I didn't actually delete them. for some reason on my simulator they're not showing. So the 3D people that's inside, I've got, even though the settings all have disappeared. So seated people, I am looking at seated people, guys, but I'm thinking I'm going to do it as an update because seated people cost a lot of money, and they're probably cheapest models I think I can find are like £60 a model. And I think from sales, if the scenery sells well, I think I'm probably going to have to borrow maybe 200 quid if the sales sell that well. I'm hoping it makes more than 200 because I'm hoping that I can make enough to make a hanger or start an hanger for the Vulcan. It's very, very unlikely it's going to make that much, but we've all got to dream, guys. So if we can get this hanger open from the sales, I think it'd be good. But the thing is, I've put £1,000 into this project to my own money. I've had to do overtime at work just to pay for this project to get where it is. Most of the stuff I've designed myself, but unfortunately textures, a few models. So for example, I've created this myself. I created that myself, but there's certain models that I didn't create myself, like the wheelchairs, these here. But I redesigned them so it's got the Doncaster Sheffield Airport writing. Even this, guys, you'll miss these. So for example, that plaque is actually there, and it's in memory of Clark, 1928 to 2006, a dedicated supporter in the campaign to establish Robin Hood Airport, presented by the Friends of Doncaster Sheffield Airport, Fodzer, November 2007. So it's just minor details like that. And just out there, you can just probably see it through the window. There's some statues over there, and they've actually got writing on. So let's go back through here. So I am planning on adding standing people and stuff, but at the minute, people's the least of the worries at the minute, guys. So I think the problem is with animated people, they use a lot of FPS. I may have to consider animated people. If the Microsoft ones work again, I will be using them, but we'll see where that is. And one thing that's good about the Microsoft people, guys, it changes. So for example, every time you load the sim up or change flight, the people change. So even though they're standing at the same place doing the same sort of motion, they're different people. So as you can see, guys, even the floor, you can see the screws there. You can see the scratches in the metals and stuff between the carpet. So this Yorkshire room is going to have a couple of chairs in it. It's going to have a TV. There's a TV on this particular part here. I'm trying to figure out how to animate the TV, so I am trying to work on that, guys. Again, here there's a little outbuilding here. I did have a word with Doncaster Sheffield Airport, and apparently that building's going. So there's one over there, which I've not built yet. But like I said, they're on a small building, guys, so they're not hard to do. They won't take long to do. I'd say this was a lot harder to do. So in here, guys, you've got pens. Again, small details. This is the Enterprise building. Computer screens light up on a night time so you can see. I haven't got access to the arrivals, so even though you've got the full terminal from the car park, so you can actually get from the car park and get to the plane via walking, and you're going to see that in a second. So obviously you've got the work in progress of the subway. Even the subway signs light up. So I'll just give you a quick sneak peek. And the fire signs light up. And obviously this goes all the way around. So another thing that I've missed, or just particularly walked by, again, it looks a bit empty. I do get what you mean, like a ghost town, but obviously at the minute it really is like a ghost town. This is what the airport's abandoned like inside, but the people is the last thing, guys. So you don't want to add people when you're working on a project like this size at the moment. You want to do that last. You want to get the layout out and look if you want to it. So even the books, guys, you can read all the books, the Lee Child, Harry Potter and stuff like that. You got branded crisps. Yeah, they look a bit tidy, but It is what it is. You've got crisp bottles, bottled water and stuff. This would use a lot of performance, guys. Obviously, look how many bottles there is. Even though they're low files, that file was only about 20 megabytes. You got to think per shelf is 20, 40, 60, 800, 600 megabytes just for that shelf, guys. So I have to think magazines, even magazines, Airliner World, PC Pilot. So even details like that, guys, I've had to go in. Yeah, you can see the date, 2019, a bit old, but that'd be too much detail, I think. You can see the chocolate bars as well. Sorry, guys, if I'm going through scenery too quick, I've got an Xbox Series Elite controller, but it's got a bit of drift on it, so it drifts a bit. You can see the chocolate bars. Right, guys, let's go up the stairs. So this is going to be my first proper test of these stairs. So these stairs worked last time, and then the escalator, but you fell through the floor at one point. So we're going to do a test. As you can see, you're walking up the stairs, so that's your answer. Fly with cam. You can walk up the stairs. Can we walk here? This is the question. And we can. So I fixed it. Now, I have seen moving escalators in some sceneries. I don't know how to do that. That is well above me, guys. Unfortunately, scenery developers are not very helpful in some ways. Some don't want to help each other. Some want to help each other. And the ones that want to help each other are the ones that don't know how to do stuff like that normally. And the ones that know how to do it don't want to share it with you guys. So I don't know what it is. They just don't want to do it. So as you can see, that is the statue. It's not the best detailed statue as what you can get. But unfortunately, when I ain't got access to the actual airport interior, I can't take photos of it. I've had to model that. Believe it or not, I did it with Mesh AI. So that was designed by Mesh AI. But it's just an idea. So guys, going into here, as you can remember, so in fact, this is actually going to be good, guys, for you here. So if you look here, where these stairs are, can you see that wall just there? Now look at this. When I show you on the other screen, where's my mouse? It's here. So, oh, don't want to do that. So look at that, guys. That is the same image of that sort of area. Sorry, I'm just trying to show you. It's a bit hard to show you on two. So you can kind of see that's all getting stripped down and that's going to be the glass. But obviously, my question is to Doncaster Sheffield Airport. See the roof? Where the hell are these bars? Where the hell is the supporting beams? There's no way you can take them out and that roof still be classed as safe. So I think there's a issue there, but I guess we'll find out. But we will keep referencing these guys, so we'll keep referencing it. So as you can see, the lifts are going to be remodeled. So you've got your lifts there. Somebody showed me how to do working lifts, but as you can see, you can just walk through the lifts at the minute. And the reason why I've left it like that because I'm not sure if I'm going to do animated lifts. So that is something to think. So FPS has dropped down to 60, guys. That's because when you mouse on the other screen, it drops down. When you click on that, your FPS goes back to 220. So it's nothing wrong with the scenery, guys, on that. So departures. This was very hard to do to get the writing on, but you can kind of see, please not, passengers only beyond the red line. So when you go through here, I've even done this, guys. I've even took time to, are you ready for security? So you can actually read the stuff that you're not allowed and what you can have and stuff. I didn't put collision meshes on these guys so you can just walk through the bars because obviously the problem is with the collision meshes, you don't want to use too many because I'm sure it can lower not VRAM, use your CPU usage. So obviously these are all different. And these all mimic the real life one counterparts. So please have your boarding pass ready for inspection. Sorry, not where you got expansion from, but you've got fast track, and then you've got loads of normal ones, and obviously the roof and stuff here. So actually, that way used to be the way into the terminal back in the day, and then this is the new way. Now this, what you're going to see, guys, is actually getting ripped out. So on the new terminal, apparently this section of the building's been ripped out, and the security's been changed, or going to be changed. So obviously you have to wait for that, guys. Again, I know you guys don't want to just keep running, walking through. Oh, sorry, running around these. So I've just done it so you can just run through them. Security. So I wanted it to show a bit of life. I wanted it to. I am going to put some bags about, guys, people with bags, but obviously that's going to take time, possibly some security guards. But you can actually go in here. So you go through here, go through your security, get your bags, and move on to the next one. There's a sign here, but I've still got a fair few things to do. I am coming back at things, but I am quite concerned that I now have to put LODs on objects, so having to strip this terminal might be a bit of a issue, but we'll see how we get on. I think what I'm going to do is, I think before I strip it, I'll send it out to beta testers, see what we think, and then try it from there. So meet and greet. As we go in here, I've completely shut the WH Smith off. I do need to put a wall here so you can't see inside it. The reason why I've shut that off is because it's wasting resources, guys, and it's too much detail for when we've already got WH Smith. So I've done it like it's closed. So that's the only thing that's really closed on here. Again, all this here, what you'll see, the new terminal's just going to wipe all that out. So I've built all this and it's going to get wiped out, guys. So it is what it is. This shop, the Road Duty Free, is work in progress. I've finally finished the glass with the glasses in. So you can see all the detail with the glasses. And you can see even the detail on the perfumes and stuff. So this is the duty free. So I've seen a lot of duty free do a lot of poor quality like attempts. But do you know what? I think they've probably done the right decision, guys, because I think for FPS, I think that's the best way to go about it. But you know me, I'll try and break any barriers for you guys, and I'll add some. I get with copyright with Ferrari, guys. Somebody did say to me Ferrari's a pain in the ass for copyright, so I've left them as single objects, which means I can just wipe them out if Ferrari get a bit funny. I think it's in best interest in Ferrari that it's free advertisement for them, so I'll just say it as it is, guys. I'm blunt at point. That's going to be the checkout areas. Again, it's going back onto the lighting. You can see the lightings are all finished in there. I've not put any lights in there, but I'm thinking about dimming the lights so it's a bit dimmer, that they're not as bright out here. So again, all the Wetherspoons lights up, and it lights up on the other side. And what's kind of cool, guys, I've done it so it's like a glass, because it's actually a glass in front of it. If I turn it back to day, you can see the glass reflection on it. So it's actually a glass. It's a light up glass. The TVs are going to, I'm going to edit the TV textures. I'm going to put some pictures on to make them look like they're turned on. Cans of pop, if you're a can of pop, guys. British alcohol. So we've got some Jack Daniels, Jägermeisters. Bit of detail there for you guys. Malibu. And obviously the tills. Even the tills got the keys in. Right, guys. Before we go left for the terminal, we're going to go into the premium lounge. So a lot of this looks a bit empty. There would be a door there to get into the Wetherspoons for it to do all the cooking and stuff. But I ain't got any pictures, guys. So anybody who's got reference images, please share it with me, because I've only got that corner where I can see the stairs. So you would be able to go to gates 4, 5, and 6. You can't go down there, guys, because I've blocked it off intentionally because I haven't got any access to photos to 3D model them. So it's not that I've been lazy. It's just I'm not going to model something I can't see. So anyway, guys, going up these stairs, do they work? Yes. So obviously stairs work. Got plants here. And I want to go back to these windows, guys. So in a minute you're going to see some. So again, you see some minor glass peeping through. Simple fix. I knew that was doing that. when I was editing the windows, I realised it when I put it in, but I just forgot to redo it. And I've got some seats and stuff to put in here. Again, guys, like I said, I turn my detail off the airport and get the airport finished. So we've actually got a working airport. So going in here. Now, if you remember this area, look at the windows. They're the old windows where you used to look through there and see all the terminal. Going back to the new windows, you can see the old windows there and how big they've got. And they're not currently like that. That's just the planned proposals by the Doncaster Sheffield Airport. So let's go back on this and get my max FPS again. So as you can see, we've got some apples in a jar. Or not jar, it's a bowl. Some dishes. Probably not as detailed as you'd hope, guys, but obviously I think it's enough. At the end of the day, it's just a scenery. Thought inside, the basics. Texture up wall needs shortening, I can fix that. You can see I've done the bar. That's all custom made, guys, so I've made all that bar myself. The chairs, these chairs here, guys, these chairs actually cost a lot of money, so I think they're about 10. Well, you say a lot of money, it cost £10 for models. So, but I've had to custom texture them myself to get them because they are purple and stuff. Again, the folding doors, and it goes up there, and it goes all the way up to premium lounge and stuff like that. So anyway, let's go downstairs. This is just the premium lounge. Imagine when you've got some people in, guys, it'll fill in the gaps and it'll look absolutely detailed. So you've got loads of benches and chairs. A lot of polygons there, guys. There's that many chairs in real life. If they get rid of it, the update, it'll do me a bonus because it means I can ditch all these chairs and actually have better FPS on the next update. But at the minute, as it stands, this terminal is going to stay the same until I can do it. You've got the dividers. Just walking to the Costa here. So this Costa, you can see even the lights light up. So these light up inside. You've got the posters. You've got all the Costa cups down there. The posters. You can see the prices on there. And you can kind of see that you've got the Costa logo with the beam, so that's your Costa. But obviously you've got your slats as well. I'm feeling it shows the roof. Look how many slats there is. So that's just a lot of polygons just there on its own. There needs to be some seating here. But as you can see, it is coming together. Again, subway. I've just basically put a basic layout of it to get it started. You can see the brickwork, you can see even the logo and stuff. This area, guys, is not been lazy. The reason why I've closed it off is because it is actually closed off in real life. So in the real life, it was going through a refurbishment and it actually never reopened. So that's why I've put personal protective equipment to be worn. I did leave a message for you guys. There is currently under refurbishment. Unfortunately, due to Doncaster Sheffield Airport closure 2022, expect delays. It is not expected to be open until 2028. Hashtag DSA. You got your benches. Down there, I've locked off, so you can't go down there. But if you look inside here, guys, you've got this area like a little play area. I'm probably going to add some more toys and detail to it, but I'm going to do that with LODs, so it performs better. This here, guys, is the old Finley Mill. So you remember it. So if you're in the comment section, if you know what TV series this was actually filmed in, because this is actually filmed in a TV series. So as you can see, I've done that there, and obviously I've done the bar, and I've done even the carpet. So if I zoom in on the carpet, when I mean details, this thing, even the carpet, you can see the details in the carpet. You can see all the lines and stuff like that. So I am thinking about doing things. So I'm just going to give you a couple of minutes, guys. In fact, I'll give you a minute to comment in the comment section. In what TV series was this area filmed in? And just as a taster for you guys, does it light up? Yes, it does. The old Finley Mill lights up. So guys, I can't see anybody put in the comments. So that the old Finley Mill was actually filmed in Come Fly With Me. It's a TV series that features Matt Lucas and David Williams. Bit controversial now these days, but obviously if you've got a bit of humour and British, I think you'll have enjoyed it back in the day. But obviously it just let you know, guys, this did enjoy a scene in the TV show. Right, guys, so as you can see, you can't walk through the glass. Why can you not walk through the glass? Well, that's because numbnuts here actually turned on the collision mesh on the glass in the editor and forgot to turn the glass editor off. So that is easy. It's just one click of a button, but it has to be done in Blender, and I have to take the building out and re-put the building back in. Again, it's a simple fix. That'll be sorted. So let's get back into the Control C into it, and let's get out and let's actually walk inside. Oh, a really nasty storm going over there. So yeah, it's a bit slow, guys. We are running, but obviously it is what it is. As you can see, all the glass at the back there is done. You're going to see a lot more outside as well, even the signs. So this, you can actually walk up. Oh, you can still fall, guys. You can fall through certain parts of the walls, so just be very careful. Unfortunately, that can't be fixed, and the reason why it can't be fixed is because if you do get, well, it can be fixed, but not properly, because if you fall through, you'll get stuck at the back of the staircase and you can't get out without pressing Control C. So, and again, you can walk across the bridges. Right. I'm not going to run everywhere outside because it's going to take forever. But what we are going to do is we're going to go on camera. In fact, we're going to show on camera now. Showcase camera. Right then, guys. Details. Yeah, fly camera. It was Come Fly With Me. It was a bit old school. Like, so that, for example, that it's missing a lot of the walls. So where that old Finley Mill used to be, there used to be walls and stuff, but for some reason they knocked it through, made it open plan. I kind of liked it the old style, but is what it is, isn't it? That building there is the old TUI buildings, offices. You can see here the details of the muck and the stones, the bollards, stuff like that's there. The airport is fully fenced off, guys, so you can't just walk into the airport as you please. You have to go through certain entrances. So, for example, if you come down here, down this road, they're the default trees, guys. So I need to take them default trees out and completely put new custom trees in. So unplaced trees look like that. AI generated trees look like that, where they actually sink into the ground. So this area, guys, you kind of see there. It lights up red and green, and even the truck's engine works. That's got to be fixed. Again, it's an easy fix. The Sim Update 5 did something with the ground update, and all it is, it's just, again, click of a button and drag a box, that one, so it's easy to do. So again, that is the custom warehouse that I've gone. I've done all this car park, done that truck area. You can actually walk down here. So if you went down here, you've got two types. So you've got these two muck piles actually exist. So as you can see, I've got the one with the mould there and one with the muck. And as you go down here, again it separates, so it blends in. This is all open, guys, so as you drive in, you can drive in and it's got that bit of road there. But as you go through, you've not just got this car park here and into the terminal. Again, it's got this fencing all around. So you can't walk through this fence, guys. So bear in mind the fences that I have. So these fences, I make you so you can walk through them. That's so if you're walking down here, not having to walk half a mile just to get through it. It's the reason why I've left it blank as well. The problem is with this fence, it's Microsoft's fence. So if you try to walk through that fence, you can't walk through it. Which I suppose that's what a fence does, like, so I won't worry about it too much. I've tried to maintain the ground textures as much as possible by turning down the opticity, by also having the grass, so you can see where all the roads and the tractors park and stuff, or where they drive. Again, guys, this white line is actually here, so you might think it looks a bit odd. That is actually how it is. I recently ran the runway at Doncaster Sheffield Airport, and I did a bit of reconnaissance work, and it is actually there. Again, as you can see, the fence goes round. This is the blast pad area. This is where the run finished, and this is where the Vulcan is parked most of the time. Again, there's a taxi light there. That is the first time I've seen that. Easy fix. Just again, click of a box. I'll fix that. And this is a closed off area. So we're not going to go all the way down there, guys, because there's not many models. But you've got the fire training area, which is there. See that grass there? The difference between the grasses, guys. That grass needs to be the same colour as this. I've just not got to it. Again, it's just make a box and just colour it in. It's not an hard job. Again, I've been focusing on the other side, which is where I'm going to show you what I've been working on. Oh, Rich, the back road you mentioned is this road here. I am going to add some more trees. I am going to make it detailed. I think I'm going to make it so you can drive down. But again, it's least priority. The airport comes first. So obviously, I will get to it eventually. You've got to think, no one, it's me who's designed this myself. So I'm literally finishing work at 6 at the night. Or sometimes it depends at 8 o'clock at night. And I might be on until about 1 in the morning. Working on the scenery. This needs to be modelled, guys. I want to show you exactly what this is going to look like kind of when it's in. This is my next area. There's fencing to be finished around this area. I think this is the area that you guys are going to be interested in. So these buildings are default. They're going to be ripped out. The fire station is nearly modelled. I've got the fire station in the Blender file. It just needs finishing and putting in. And then that gating off. We have got a working radar, just a few more detail like cones and stuff to put in here. But you've actually got the working radar that actually spins. And what's interesting, guys, is it actually spins. It looks like it's actually spinning. Oh, well, it is actually spinning. So you can see it's pivoting on the mount. Again, a lot more detail around here. There's some hangers. These houses have got to go. There's going to be some like roofing's built. This is the ATC building that's been done and finished. Again, it's inside. It's not super detailed, but I might do a bit more detail in time. I just want to make sure performance is right. So we'll get and see how that goes. But I think the main thing is, oh, you can see on the roof, guys, all the wires on the roof, all the wires connected to all the boxes. So you can kind of see all that's connected. Oh, that's got to be done. The grass there. I'm not going to touch them houses, guys. I think it's pointless. Hi, Rick. Yeah, if there's any areas that you can think of, if you don't mind stating, what particular area did you work in at Doncaster Sheffield Airport? So going in, guys, as you can see, this grass needs finishing. I've just finished this grass. This area, what you can see, is the area I've currently been working on. So I've got the road to put in there. I've got to look at this because it's putting that in the middle and these are auto-generated. So it might be something we might have to just suck up and just leave that as it is, but we'll see. Ideally, if I can fix it, I'm going to fix it. There you go, guys. So as you can see, do you remember I said earlier on about that really thin thing? So as you can see, you can kind of see it's the wastewater treatment area. And then you've got this area, which is what I've started on. See that person there, guys? I need to delete that person. So I've used him just for size. He's not actually my model. He's a in-build model. So that is going to be deleted. I've just used him as a test model to make sure that I get these tanks the right size and the cargo and stuff. So don't think I'm going to feature this guy in because he's not my model. So I will have some other professional models put in. Just reading through comments. A friend of mine, Josh, who joined your Discord, he worked at Donny up until its closure. He's happy to provide you with some feedback if needed. If just let me know, yeah. Just give Josh a message. If he can get me some help, that'd be absolutely fantastic. I am in contact with the Vulcan Trust quite frequently, so I do have free access to the airport for the Vulcan Trust and actually look and model their aircraft and stuff like that. They've asked me if I want to come down, I'm welcome. I'm in contact with also Christian Foster, the Fly Doncaster boss, to try and get me private access to the airport. So, one thing I haven't mentioned, I don't think, how have I done this terminal? Have you got your reference image as well? Everything's been done through YouTube videos and photos. So I've looked for photos. I've watched the same video, travel videos, for about 50,000 times just to make sure I get every sign, a bit of detail that I want to include into the scenery. So I've watched many different sceneries where I've wanted to include this and include that. So that's one thing that I've had to look at. So that's why it's taking a long time as well, guys. I'm having to watch YouTube videos and go Google Earth and visit the site to try and get the best images that I can. If Christian Foster just said, look, Liam, just come down, take photos, and you'll be alright and do it. But for some reason, it doesn't want me at the terminal. And I think that's purely because the political side that's happening with the airport. And I think he just wants to focus on the airport, and that's respectable. But anyway, let's go back into this area. So this area needs finishing the grass. Again, a warehouse there. Doesn't take long to do. All the taxiways are done. The helipad's in place. This area is just a pile of muck and stuff, so I'm just going to sort that out. And the very last area that I included, ignore them shops over there, guys. They're just default buildings. They're not actually there, them buildings. They're like the Vulcan Sky Trust place where you can actually arrange to view the Vulcan is actually in them hangars. I've not built them. I need to decide whether they're going to be modelled or not. Right, guys. You've got your 5 hangars. Every hangar has its own unique shape and unique things. So what have I done with these hangars? Well, I've tried to model them the best I can. I'm not saying they're perfect, but I've tried to make them so they look a bit old but a bit detailed as well. So as you can see, this one doesn't have an interior and you can't go inside it because I put collision mesh to stop you. This building is actually the old Vulcan hangar. So the Vulcan's not been in a hangar since 2017. And it's been, and left there, as you can see, the Vulcan is actually here. So I've actually modelled the Vulcan in. So you've got the Vulcan with the right registration. Now I've got a special thing with the Vulcan Trust. And even though I wanted to include it in this building, rightfully it has to stay as 2XL. The next one, which is 2XL, not 2XL, sorry, it's Cessna Citation. That building's in there. Again, it has the chimneys on the back. A bit of rubbish and stuff in there. Again, detailing's got to be done here, but that is minor stuff. That is stuff I probably could do in updates. Because I know the scenery's taking a long time and I need it out before GTA 6 because I think everyone's going to be playing GTA 6, and my aim is to generate as many income for the Vulcan Trust, guys. So, but I will not release an unfinished product. When I mean unfinished, like airport side, it has to be airport side has to be finished before I release this. All right, guys, this is where it gets interesting. So, I did recently do a video with the Vulcan Sky Trust, and I want to make this extremely clear. The Vulcan is not under a hangar. The Vulcan and the Vulcan Trust have told me that they want me to make this clear. The Vulcan, this what I've done inside here for the Vulcan is a dream. What we hope will happen for the Vulcan. So we hope to get under a hangar and an area where you guys can just walk up to it and enjoy it. So welcome to Doncaster Sheffield Airport. Visit the XH558 in the hangar to the right in a special way to show how important it is to save one of the most iconic aircraft. Please note, the Vulcan is not under cover and has been left to the elements of the British weather. The Vulcan Trust is working hard to maintain the aircraft and negotiate to buy some land at the airport to keep it here at Doncaster Sheffield Airport. Now, I do know where this parcel of land is, but I've not been cleared whether I can tell you guys where it's going to be. So, unfortunately, until the Vulcan Trust announces it, I will not be modelling it or announcing it just yet. Right, guys, what have I been doing in here? Well, that was interesting. There's a bit of glass there. So, as you can see, a bit of detailing around here. See a bit of cones I've just started putting in. We're going to do it this way because this is where I've intended it to be done. So you'll be able to walk through here, guys, and you'll be able to walk through these doors. Now I'm thinking about stopping two of these doors up and just leaving them permanently open, but I've not decided yet. So inside here, guys, is the second Vulcan, and the reason why I put two in is because one, it's not undercover, so I want you guys to experience the Vulcan outside the terminal, and then I want you to experience it in the terminal, or hangar, sorry. But unfortunately, the collision mesh has not been turned off for this, guys, so you can't just enter the building. However, if you go to developer camera does not recognise any boundaries, but it's extremely slow. So when you guys want to explore this area, you will be able to walk in it, but again, it is work in progress, guys. So any issues you'll see, they're just small little bits that are easily to be like fixed and stuff. So if there's any comments, guys, that you want, just let me know what you think of the project so far, how you want to do about it. And I think what we need to decide, when do we want to get this project out, how we're going to get it out, when, what buildings do you want in, and what do you want to say, no, that's enough, Liam, you're not modelling anymore. When I mean not modelling anymore is the outer buildings are going to take a long time, guys. They're probably going to add another 6 months just on outer buildings. And I think that's purely because of my work pattern and because of obviously that I look after my daughter and many other reasons. I lost a month because I recently lost my granddad in tragic circumstances. Obviously, we've got an issue going on with the hospital that we are having a personal issue with them due to his dignity. So that has kind of affected my mindset at the moment. But however, I think he'd want me to get this project over the line, so I am working hard on this project. So just going in here, guys. As you can see, I've started the roof structures now in place. I need to put lights in. And the idea is, when you walk through these doors, you're just going to get hit with the visual of the Vulcan. And the idea is, when the lights are off, sorry, I've not turned weather off in the hangars yet, guys, so you're going to see wet rain inside it. So you can see it lights up. And eventually that's going to be glass. And these are the real Vulcan team and the actual Vulcan. And then you've got the Vulcan inside, so I've got you to experience so you can walk around and go under it. There's going to be barriers, there's going to be some detail. I'm going to fix this floor so the grass doesn't shine through. There's going to be so much, guys. There's going to be absolutely so much for you guys to see in this terminal. Right, guys, this is where it gets a bit awkward. So I said to you that I will be absolutely honest. I'm going to change aircraft. I'm on camera. Is it on camera? Oh, it's on. Sorry, guys, I'm just flicking through wrong menus. Right, we're going to go on developer mode, and we're going to go change. We're going to go aircraft selector. We're going to see. Tell you what, we'll go with a default Microsoft Flight Simulator aircraft, which is 737-800. Again, it's loading in, guys, so you can't judge the performance just yet until it's fully set up. There we go, it's fully loaded up. Now, the default one is not much difference in FPS. If I go into camera, you can kind of see that the FPS works. This gate here, guys, so the aircraft's currently on the road, and the reason why that's on the road is because I've just, where that other aircraft was, it just puts that aircraft on that spot, not that gate. So when I'm actually in the scenery, so when I come out and restart the sim and come out, that aircraft will start on the line. So whenever you change aircraft, always do it the proper way, not the way that I'm just doing it. What's actually interesting, guys, in fact, I don't think that's the 737. Sorry, it is 737, but I don't think it's the default. I think this is the PMDG, guys. Yeah, it is the PMDG. So, yeah, so actually, it feels a bit heavy on FPS. If I turn, it does feel a bit heavy on FPS, the PMDG. It's better than it was before because it didn't work last time. So again, if I change aircraft, change aircraft, where is it? I've just had it. Where aircraft, options, tools, aircraft selector. So that is 737. We're going to go it as official static. I think this is the default version. Obviously, you got to get time to load up. See, that feels really heavy on FPS. The default 737. See, the graphics queue is hitting 80 odd FPS. Now you might think that's still alright. Well, it feels really heavy. I'm struggling to turn the camera, so it would be shocking for performance for that. So the PMDG actually performs better than the default 737. Oh, hang on, ignore me, guys. I think what happens is I think it was still loading in, so it's actually gone back to about 100 FPS. So the performance it does. You have to give it time to load up. Let's go back in. Yeah, so the default's 202 FPS, 205 FPS inside in the 737. So performance-wise, I'd say with frame generation on, it's actually all right. I think I still need to look at optimization, but I think that's something that we're gonna have to draw a line under and see what we can do. Ultimately, guys, this airport, you can't fly to it through SimBrief. So Navigraph, the problem is with Navigraph, it's updated. Until the airport actually opens, you can't actually fly to this area. There's no route you can set to it apart from direct to direct in Sim. So right now it's just going to be a fancy scenery museum, shall I say? But I'm sure you guys will still treat it like an airport and enjoy it. So I'm hoping that when you guys get out, that you'll enjoy this. So actually, guys, that's actually really shocked me with the performance. So let's end flight. I actually want to see this in the raw flesh. So when I do a fresh start. So if I change that to PMDG, so 737. Let's go with the identity, because that is the last aircraft I had the performance issue on. Let's zoom out. Is it? And let's put it back on where it roughly was. So you got to understand, guys, I've got an high-end GPU. Mine's a 5080. The problem is, this is what I mean. It doesn't feel. It feels not super smooth. I have got frame generation on. It has dropped down to like 15 FPS, which is, I think what's happening is I think the aircraft's still loading in. But this is the Identity 737, guys, and I have updated, so I am using that. I can still see it's actually loading in. So the FPS is not great in this. It does have a graphics queue. Oh, there we go, guys. So it does perform. What it is you've got to wait for the aircraft model to fully load up, and then you get 160 FPS. There you go, guys. So it does work. That has really put my mind at ease. I feel like now that it was made, that was going a bit wappy with the FPS. Because as soon as you see purple, guys, your head's like, wow. Now, if I turn frame generation off, let's see what we're going. Frame generation's got fantastic, guys, so I'd recommend it. So again, I'm getting 45 FPS, guys, which, yeah, you get that odd jagger and stuff, but that's just like that flexing it anyway. But I don't think that's bad considering what you're coming in with. But I'm sure most people have got a newer card now. And those that haven't, unfortunately, there's not much we can do. DLSS is the way forward, guys. So that's DLSS times 4 on. You can kind of see, look at that, guys. Look at the smoothness of that. Everything's readable. So FPS, guys, perfect for the scenery. It's needed. Right, guys, we're coming to the end of the stream now. In fact, let me just show you something. Desktop. Right, I wasn't going to show this, guys, but I think it's time to show it you. I've recently been to Cornwall on holiday. Again, I lost a week at Cornwall, but I didn't let it go wasted. So if you look at Land's End, what's missing out of Microsoft Flight Simulator? Land's End. Guess what's coming out at some point after Doncaster Sheffield Airport? In our detailed version of Land's End. I will be doing a virtual recreation of Land's End. That's just the test build of the first building. I'm not putting any more effort into Land's End right now, guys, because it's all focused on Doncaster Sheffield Airport. That was just a test build to prove that I can do it, do all the shapes and stuff. So that is what's coming next. Like I said, guys, it's in the name, perseverance. You've just got to persevere with me. I know it's taking a long time. I am working full time. I have got my daughter. I do live a general life. I do have a gaming life, and I do have a busy life, unfortunately. I've had a lot of issues privately with my health and some other stuff, but I am working to sort myself out. A lot of it's self-inflicted with doing long nights and stuff and working, staying up 24 hours to get this project done and stuff and other things. So let's just get over the line, get it done. But if you guys can comment in the comment section, do you want the warehouse on the outside put in and risk another 6 months of development, or do you want me to get the actual airport finished and get it out within the 4 to 5 month period? I'm hoping to get out before, guys. These are just guesstimates. I'm playing safe because one day I get loads of stuff done, then one day I don't get much done. this week I didn't get much done, and then in one day I got a hangar done. So it just comes in different pieces. So yeah. Right, guys, I've done a lot of rambling on. I know, obviously, you can't see my face, so I am trying to keep it interesting. I am planning on a video update regarding the Doncaster Sheffield Airport project. I've recently been at Santoft Airfield, videoing the update regarding what I'm going to be doing. But my priority is not just getting updates out. No, I'm just chucking comments in the comment section. But I am planning on getting somewhere. So yeah. Again, thank you for guys those commenting. Rick, if you can get in contact with me regarding Doncaster Sheffield Airport, that'd be absolutely fantastic. And Fly with Cam, thank you for your comments, mate. I've taken a lot of the stuff on board. I get the airport's empty, but it will be full eventually, and hopefully it'll be full in real life. So yeah, hope to see you again soon, guys. We'll see you again.